everybody. So I had the absolute pleasure, okay, of being on VH1 T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle on VH1 last week, Monday, and I want to tell y'all all about it, okay? So pull up a chair, get you an ice cold beverage. I'm going to need you to also go like, share, and subscribe this video, and I'm going to tell y'all all about how I was on TV, honey, okay? We ain't talking about just a couple of seconds. I was on TV, okay? You're a familiar face. I will be right where you are. Hello, family, and welcome to my channel, okay? Yes, currently I am outside. It might get a little bit noisy, but I'm like, listen, I want to just be outside. It's warm. I like the heat. I'm in love with summertime, okay? Anyway, last week Monday, I was on VH1. I was on the hit TV show with T.I. and Tiny Family Hustle, where they were talking about how T.I. checks his daughter's hymen and, you know, the whole Hymengate and everything like that. And they actually used one of my videos from YouTube. So I decided to do a review on that video. And how I ended up on the show. I know so many people had so many questions. So I'm here to answer some of the questions that a lot of y'all had. Okay? But this is the episode, okay?
Rapper T.I. says he visits the gynecologist every year with his daughter.
Basically, he's trying to tell whether she's a virgin or not.
A hymen can break for many different reasons. I ain't even gonna go into that because this ain't that kind of video, okay?
Yeah, I see it.
I was so freaking excited. Okay, so this is how it started. Before I start, I got my little beverage, my little beer, okay? Do you have a beverage? Pull up a beverage because it's gonna get good, okay? So I remember, I want to say about 7-8 months ago, when I really started trying to go hard with YouTube and stuff, I had did the video about the whole T.I. and him checking his daughter's hymen, him putting posters on his daughter's door saying that we need to go to the gynecologist, him asking the gynecologist for her results, and I think she was 16. She was 16. I did a video on that and how I felt, okay? Let's take a look at some clips from the video that I made. What business does she have? Or some people might say, if a lot of y'all daddies had did that, there wouldn't be teenage pregnancies. Or I could tell a lot of y'all don't have a daddy. Let me just say this, because it is very annoying. He actually checks to see if her hymen is still intact. He checks to see if her hymen is still intact. Y'all heard it right. Now, according to your doctor, her doctor, and every doctor around the world, and even Google. So I did the video, and I want to say about a couple of months ago. I want to say, what is it? It's June now. As I make this video, it's June 2020. I want to say around February of 2020. It was this guy that wrote comments underneath my post. And he was just like, hey, I need to speak with you. I want to use your video for a TV show. So I'm thinking I don't know, I was skeptical. He's like, oh, hey, email me, send me an email. And I was skeptical, and I was telling my boyfriend, I was like, oh my God, this man keeps harassing me, because he just kept commenting. And being who I am and being where I'm from, you know, I'm a New Yorker and shit. I'm like, boo-boo, go away. You know what
What the fuck was up with that?
I mean? Because I thought he was just trying to get with me. Because with me going viral last year and then this, no matter how often I post my boyfriend, it's people still sliding in my inbox, dropping dick off and all of that, being hella nasty, hella creepy, okay? Weirdos. Finally emailed him, and he was like, my name is such and such. I'm not going to give his information out there at all. Because it's definitely a connection that I would like to make again. But I emailed him, and he was like, I'm such and such from I'm just gonna say VH1 because VH1 is the umbrella, but there's another group under VH1, but I'm not gonna mention it. So I was just like, oh, okay. So he sent me the email. I didn't respond at first. I didn't respond back. We have to sit down and we gotta Google this guy. So I Googled him. His picture came up and all his achievements and accomplishments. The Princess and Ray J on VH1 was on there. Remember, years ago, Fantasia had a TV show that was under there. All the T.I. and Tiny's TV shows was under there. He was an editor or executive producer and all of this others, all the VH1 sagas and everything like that. He was a part of. So I started doing further investigation on him, see what he looked like and stuff like that. And I talked to him. I said, okay, I'm down with it. So he was telling me like the background, that it was going to be about the, the Hymengate and stuff like that. And your video will be perfect. We would only use a portion of your video in the beginning of the episode. So he sent me a contract, and I was going back and forth with my attorney and then him. We were kind of going back and forth, like negotiating. And so everything was finalized. He couldn't tell me when it was going to happen. He couldn't tell me if for sure, even in the contract couldn't really tell me for sure if they were actually going to use it. I'm not going to go into like details about the contract, but because technically I'm still basically under contract, meaning that they can use that video again if they wanted to. So I'm not going to go into details about that, but he was just kind of like, they don't have to. It was kind of up in the air, and it was kind of up to the executive producers and at the editor's discretion. Like, they could use it. They really liked the video, but they could not use it. When it comes down to physically editing everything up, they could say, oh, I don't want to use it. But I gave them permission to use it. So he just said it's editing. They're editing it. It's coming. Just look out for it. Y'all. Basically, all in all, like, I couldn't really tell anybody, like, oh my God, I signed this contract, because my boyfriend was just like, don't tell anybody, because I realized too, you gotta stop telling people about your goals and telling people what you got going on. Oh, I'm getting ready to buy this car, or I'm getting ready to buy this house. I got this job where I'm making 6 figures. You gotta stop telling people things, because haters will hate on you, or something that happened where it'll fall through and you look crazy. Sometimes you gotta hold your blessings to yourself until they unfold, okay? And that's on period. And that's what I had to learn, especially with this situation, to like keep quiet, because I had told my dad, and my dad was running around telling everybody, and I had to tell him, like, you cannot tell anybody. So then I'm like, next time I can't even tell my dad. Like, that was in February when I signed the contract. Months had passed. It's now May, and I'm like, babe, there's no signs of the show. It was right before, I think it was the beginning of May. I'm like, babe, there's no signs of T.I. and Tiny show, and whether they got picked up again. Like, they're not advertising for the new season. They're never going to show it, all this other stuff. So I was like, okay, it's never going to happen. So my mother's like, boyfriend was like, be patient, okay? It is going to happen. Okay, you have to have faith, and you have to believe that it's going to happen, okay? If it comes out, it comes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We was doing research to see what day. We never saw anything, and then boom, I saw the commercial for the show, so I got excited. So my dad's friend called him, like, they're definitely going to show her, I know for a fact, the following week. So I think it was like 8:10 Monday night. I'm sitting there, like, sweeping my floor, minding my business, sweeping my little floor. And I'm like, oh my God, the show is on. I heard this might be the episode. So I turned on my DVR and I rewinded it, and I'm like, so it's playing, then boom, you see my face.
This is
oh my God! I'm right there.
A man being involved in their child's life.
Man, you can't believe when
That is so humiliating.
Oh my God!
hymen?
He checks to see if her hymen is still intact. You heard it right.
The hymen, it doesn't have to do with sex. What's wrong? This blew up like crazy.
What I have a problem with is that he went public with it. That is so humiliating.
That is so messed up.
Before we left for Mexico, Tip went.
So me and my daughter started screaming. Everybody in the house came upstairs. I'm swinging my daughter around. I'm just screaming. I'm just carrying on. I'm carrying on. And then the episodes is coming along. And then boom, you saw me again. You could not stop seeing me.
Rapper T.I. says he visits the gynecologist every year with his daughter.
Basically, he's trying to tell whether she's a virgin or not.
A hymen can break for many different reasons. I ain't even gonna go into that because this ain't that kind of video, okay?
Yeah, I see it. I absolutely.
It's like, I believe in my heart that they're gonna put you in the entire episode because of just your personality. Like, they're gonna do that. And I'm like, no, I'm eating. Then boom, I see myself again. We jumping up and down. We're like screaming, and I sat on my couch and I'm just thinking, because I'm like, oh my God. My moment has come. And you know, with me suffering from like depression and anxiety, and people see a lot of my videos and a lot of all that other stuff that I produce, where I'm very bubbly, I'm very fun, and I'm very exciting, and people don't know what I go through behind the scenes, you know. I decided to take YouTube and content creating and just my career, will turn it into a career, because it was just a hobby. And I said, no, I have to make this into a career, because this is something that I want to get paid for. This is something that I want to do for the rest of my life, because I have the personality for it, and I'm supposed to be in the room. Okay, I'm not supposed to be holding the door open for people. I'm supposed to be in that room. But people don't even know that I suffer from anxiety and depression, and I have a lot of self-doubt when it comes to my career and doing this full time. When you're so used to being in a box and not realizing that there's so much above the ceiling, and pushing through that ceiling and pushing through that box, when you realize there's life outside of there, it could be scary when you're used to being confined in a box, meaning you're used to doing a 9 to 5. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5 has helped me pay my bills and raise my child. I would never shit on anybody with a 9 to 5. But I knew that I had to quit my 9 to 5 and just do this full time. If I wanted to be in that room, if I wanted to push past that ceiling. It was so hard to break away and be outside and see the world with suffering from anxiety and depression and all of that. And just seeing that, I'm like, man, I opened the sunroof. Okay, I got rid of the ceiling. I could see the stars now. I could see the sun. I could see the daylight. I could see the elements. I could see that there's so much opportunity out there that I honestly didn't know that I had qualified for, you know, which is sad in itself. But, and it also had me thinking about my mom. I decided to take content creating and everything serious once she died in 2018. So it was extremely hard for me to process, and what really made me like emotional. You know, I ain't cried nothing, because you know I'm a G. What really made me emotional is how excited my daughter was to see my face, her mother, on TV. And I've always told her, you're pretty enough, you're smart enough to do anything you want to do, to be on anybody's TV. It was a good feeling. And, you know, all the phone calls and all the text messages and just everyone that supported me. It was hard getting support in my hometown. Like, some people, I have friends that I went to school with that have always supported me, close friends and that I considered my family, that have always supported me. But you know, a lot of people in the area really didn't support me and paid me in dust. Okay, they are seeing me now have traction and get noticed. Now they're supporting me. Girl, you know how they work. You know how people are. You get a little famous. Oh, I know that it her since she was in kindergarten. You ain't know me. We was never friends. Don't you be no clout chaser for a living, okay? I ain't nothing but a glorified scam artist. Anyway, now that I explained all of that to you, the background story on how I got there, let's answer some of y'all questions, okay? So a lot of people were looking at me and at my YouTube channel because I only have 280 subscribers. Like, share, and subscribe, by the way. So they was like, okay, did you have to have a certain amount of subscribers? And I was like, no. At the time I made that video, I probably didn't even have 100 subscribers, y'all. Okay. And I got to 280 as of yesterday. Okay, and today's Monday. I got to 280 as of yesterday. So no, I did not have to have a lot of subscribers. No, I did not get paid, but they had to use less than a minute of footage. As long as you use less than a minute, I don't have to get paid. But I got credits at the end, credits at the beginning. So it was great exposure. I've gotten a lot of followers and subscribers since the episode has aired. So no, unfortunately, I didn't get paid. Had they used more, or had I physically been there, that would have been like physically been in a room with T.I. and Tiny and speaking and stuff like that. That would have been something different. But it was great exposure, and it was just what I needed to get my foot into the door, get my big toe in the door. Some people were like, did you meet T.I. and Tiny and blah, 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 blah. I never met these people a day in my life, okay? After my video or even seeing the episode, I'm sure they don't want to meet me. I would love to meet T.I. Enough of the damn questions. Let's get to the review, okay? I'm going to review the episode on how I felt, okay? As far as how I still feel about the Hymengate and actually seeing the episode, I loved how they used my footage. I love how my personality, and then there was a doctor lady that was on there. I love how our personality stood out. So they were able to use us more than once. I love that. How I feel still remains the same. I think it was invasive what he did to his daughter. And then seeing the episode and then actually seeing how his daughter felt and how emotional she was. And it hurt her. I think it still hurt her. I do not think their relationship is the same. Had my father did something like that, honey, our relationship would not be the same. We would not be. We probably wouldn't be speaking on. We probably wouldn't be on speaking terms. Our relationship would just not be the same. I'm getting scrutinized by millions and millions of people, and it's just like what her grandmother said on the episode. I think it's her grandmother or her aunt. Now it leaves men to slide in her inbox trying to be extremely weird and, just extremely disgusting. You know, I think in the episode it showed that he doesn't think that he did anything wrong and it's raising his kid and stuff like that. But come on, it's not fair. It's not right. It's not fair. You even see how Deyjah said he treats the sons different than he treats her. That's not fair. That's not right. That's not right. First of all, I don't care if I gave birth to a damn unicorn, okay? All of my kids are going to understand how to protect themselves. Safe sex is the best sex. And they're all going to be treated the same. You ain't going to be, as my son, you ain't going to be able to have sex with multiple women and think that that's okay just because you can't physically bring home a baby. How are we teaching our men, especially black men, to be more responsible? But as a black, as with having a young black girl And raising her, it's kind of like, no, you're not allowed to have sex. No, I'm going to shame you for having sex. I'm going to shame you for coming into your body. I'm going to shame you for coming into your womanhood. Why are you going to shame her? When you're out there doing every woman out there in the street. But all of a sudden, misogyny, okay? Because all of a sudden now, you don't want your daughter to turn out, quote unquote, turn out like the women that you out here sleeping around with. That's all that is. That's all that is. But you just, in essence, you just a misogynist, and you going around shaming women. Going around shaming women, because them women that you up sleeping with and dogging out with, guess what? They got a daddy too. You just shaming women instead of checking yourself and checking yourself as a man, especially as a black man. Don't get me started. Men can get STDs as well. Men can get out here harmed and killed by being with the wrong woman as well. Men get sexually assaulted as well. We got to protect our men too. We can't just hand them over condoms and clap it up for them and root it up for them because they out there doing them sexually. We can't do that. Let's keep the same energy across the board. I don't care if there's a double standard. Why should there be a double standard? Stop shaming teenagers like 17-year-olds and 18-year-olds because they're out here having sex. A lot of us is out here having sex. Our parents had sex. How the hell you think we got here? How the hell you think our kids got here? Because we was out here having sex. Your kids might come to a point where they're going to want to do it. Are we going to shame them for the same thing that we was doing? No, you don't want to shame your kids so your kid can go out and turn their back on you, not be on speaking terms with you, not have a good relationship with you anymore. Now they're out doing whatever. No, you don't want to shame them. You want to teach them. You want to teach them. You want to nurture them. You want to be there for them. That's the perfect time to step up and take your relationship to the next level and really be there for them and helping them. Something that your parents probably didn't do for you. Anyway, y'all, that was just my rant of the day and telling you guys about my amazing experience because I was just so excited. And I want to say, because I only have 280 subscribers on YouTube. Like, share, and subscribe, by the way. I don't have that many followers on Instagram. Probably a little bit over 2,000 followers on my Facebook like page. I'm like at 2,000 likes. At the big picture, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm getting there. And I just feel like your numbers don't matter. I want y'all to get that out of your head. It's a number thing. It's a number thing. Your numbers really don't matter. You could have no subscribers and still get booked to host an award show. You understand what I'm saying? Get booked to perform with someone, to be in the right spaces at the right time. Because when it's your time, it's your time. When it's your moment, it's your moment. Can't nobody take that from you, and those numbers are not going to make a difference. And I'm going to tell y'all that. Anyway, y'all, thank y'all for watching.